Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Welcome, everyone, to Tech It Out. This is episode 224. Hope you're all doing great. December is officially upon us, and so we're going to focus on gift guides a lot over the coming weeks. Not exclusively, mind you. Sure, we will catch up with TV host Cheryl Nelson later on in this show with some of our picks, but there's a lot more to this hour as well. On Tech It Out, we're going to kick things off with Nexit, an app that helps you save money on gas and hotels and such, while also taking you to your destination. On a related note, Launchtrip is a new travel app that's looking to change how you book trips with friends. Intel will stop by to chat with us about its just-unveiled 12th gen processors. And Samsung will join us to talk about TikTok on their smart TVs, which is now available. All of this and more on an all-new Tech It Out. Powered by Asus for those in search of incredible. I'll tell you more about them shortly, but let's officially kick off the show with our first interview. For the past month or so, I've been chatting about a more intelligent navigation app to have on your smartphone for all your road trips. It's called Nexit. That doesn't just focus on the destination, but helps you on your journey as well. Thrilled to have back onto the program, Randy Carpenter, CEO of Nexit. Welcome back, Randy. Good to chat with you again.
Thank you, Mark. Always nice to be with you.
I know your app can also be used on foot, but I think, this time of year, we're spending a lot of time in our vehicles. So why don't we dive right in? Last time we talked about how Nexit is a platform, and I want to get more into that this time around and where you're heading. But before we dive into the big picture look at Nexit, please give our listeners a high-level summary of what Nexit is all about. Again, it's Nexit. Talk to us about it.
Sure. Nexit is a mobile navigation platform that integrates voice-activated turn-by-turn driving directions and allows the user to customize and personalize preferences all along the journey. We use multi-search, multi-layered options. For example, let's say you're pre-planning a trip or you're just driving. Either one, doesn't matter. Let's say I'm a member of Choice Hotel loyalty program, so I'm searching for a Choice Hotel. Nexit knows where you are, obviously, and what direction you're going. So it's not going to show you Choice Hotels behind you or beside of you. What's relevant to your route, what we call the corridor. Now, two words that's very important on the Nexit search bar, and that is add more. So we can keep adding more. So let's hit the add more button, and let's say under $200 with an indoor pool and an exercise room. So now I've already hit brand, amenity, price. But we can keep going, add more. Let's say a Burger King so that you can get an Impossible Burger. Maybe you're a vegetarian. Add more, a gas station with air for the tires. Not all of those have those anymore. I'll tell you something that happened to me recently. I needed a new screensaver, and I didn't have time to get it at the AT&T store. So maybe you want to see an AT&T store along the way, right? Add more, as many as you want. By the way, you can book the hotel right on Nexit. Now, Nexit will show you where all of these preferences occur at the same exit. We call that a trav match. Now, there's nothing like this out there. You can't do this anywhere. It's magical. But if you choose, you can integrate those stops all along the way. Your choice. See them all at the same exit, integrate the stops along the way. It's customized by you with the amenities and budget guidelines you determine. And like I said, importantly, it's all relevant to your route, not in a radius, not behind you, not beside of you, right on the corridor of where you're going.
Because with some of these other navigation apps that will let you search for a point of interest along the way, it could recommend something behind you where you have to double back on like the freeway and because it works in a radius. It doesn't know, or it's not intelligent enough to know that you don't want to do that. So that's one of the key differences here. So you call that multi-search, multi-layered, and that is unique to Nexit.
It's really important for a number of reasons. The obvious benefit is when driving on the highway, as I just outlined, where you can, plan stops that have something for everyone. No one else does that at the multi-search level, not to mention at the amenity and price level. Mark, before we launched Nexit, when our kids were growing up, we would have to rotate between our 3 daughters and let one of them pick what they wanted, and we would all have to eat there. Obviously, now with Nexit TravMat, we can find each of their favorite meals at the same exit. We can kill 3 birds with 1 stone, as they say. Everyone's happy. So that's the obvious benefit. The less obvious benefit, but equally as innovative and convenient for users, is in the city. It's what we call city mode. Let's say you and I are standing in Times Square and you want a slice of pizza and I want some cash. I like to buy things on the street. And we both need some chapstick from a pharmacy. It gets pretty cold in New York this time of the year. So by the way, I'm using you and I as an example, but this is a true story and was a motivator for us in engineering city mode. Now, with every other mapping app, we would enter pizza and all the pizza places would come up on the map. Great so far. Then we would enter ATM so I could find my cash, and all the pizza locations go off the map and it only shows the ATM. And then we would enter pharmacy. Pizza's long gone. Now the ATMs are gone and we only see the pharmacy. So you can only see it. Search one at a time, view one at a time. With Nexit, city mode works the same as highway mode with the add more feature and the TravMatch technology. So you enter pizza, all the pizza places come up on the map. Then you enter ATM. All the ATM places come up on the map, but the pizza places are still there too. Then you add pharmacy and you see all 3 on the map at the same time. You can even see where your Trav matches are. Hey, if we go down a couple of blocks and over 1, that's our Trav match. There's a Duane Reade pharmacy with an ATM beside of a pizza place. All of this is reactive, right? You're doing the search. So Nexit will also provide what we call just-in-time, moments-in-time, proactive searches to take the value to the user even further.
Tell us more about this just-in-time feature.
Sure. Nexit is built with predictive and prescriptive analytics. That's for a highly personalized experience to deliver these, what we call proactive, just-in-time, moments-in-time events to our users. It's about creating relevant messaging and offers by listening to and anticipating customer needs and feedback. And frankly, it's the feature that sets Nexit apart, making it the first truly intelligent mapping platform. Nexit becomes a co-pilot on the road or in the city, as you mentioned, because it learns about you and customizes to you. Personalized offers, recommendations, discounts, amenities, areas of interest, all become part of Nexit's relationship with you. Gets to know you. These are the associations, the membership groups, the loyalty programs that people belong to and aren't maximizing their benefits and discounts because they forgot about it or they don't even know about it because they're not integrated into a real-time mapping platform. They're right there on Nexit and move with you as you move around the city, the state, or the country.
We are chatting with Randy Carpenter, CEO of Nexit. This is a navigation app to help you better not just find where you're going, but also the stops along the way, even diving down into price that you can determine, which you can't do easily on other apps. So it sounds like Nexit doesn't just save you time, but it also saves you money on a few levels. I know the last time we spoke, Randy, we talked about it looking for gas prices for you. So you don't have to fill up and pay more per gallon than you need to, and saving money on like a hotel, for example, because you can specify what your budget is. And finally, with rewards as well.
Absolutely. And who doesn't want to save money, especially now? You know, we were the first one, you mentioned the gas prices, to show you the cheapest gas per exit so you can compare and save on the trip. You mentioned the hotel search by price. You can obviously dial that into your budget. And then the last piece of the puzzle is the coupons, the deals, the discounts. Everybody likes those. 90% of consumers used coupons last year, and over half of those prefer getting their coupons and discounts on their mobile devices. But like we talked about, they're not on any mapping app. They're all over the place in this app or that app. So how do you store them so you don't forget them? So we are partnering with some of the nation's biggest brands and loyalty programs. And these membership groups are very, very excited about bringing their deals and benefits to their members on a map platform in real time. It's a win-win for everybody. Mark, I'm old enough to remember life before Microsoft Office, where there was 3 separate programs. Lotus 1, 2, 3 was the spreadsheet. Harvard Graphics was the presentation software. And WordPerfect was the word processor. Microsoft Office was a breakthrough, as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint were all under one roof and all integrated together and worked together. That, in a nutshell, is Nexit.
All right, awesome. So how do we get going then, Randy?
Yes, it's free. You download the free Nexit mapping platform from the iOS App Store for iPhone and iPad. Android is coming soon. We're hard at work on that, and it's right around the corner.
All right, free download from the Apple App Store for iPhone and Android. And then the website, should you want to learn more about it, is nexit.app, right? Nexit.app.
That's correct. Nexit.app.
All right. Randy, great to chat with you as always. I'm wishing you and your family a happy and healthy holiday season. And I encourage our listeners to download this app for free to use on the road or on foot. And I look forward to chatting with you again soon. Be well.
Thank you, Mark. Same to you as well.
How to access TikTok on your Samsung Smart TV. We're going to learn all about it when we return on Tech It Out. We'll be right back.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Tech It Out, powered by ASUS for those in search of incredible. ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, and that includes its line of award-winning laptops and desktops. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. What's the only thing better than TikTok? Nothing, my wife Kelly would say. But what if you could enjoy all those videos on your big screen TV, with your feet up on the coffee table as well? Well, if you haven't heard, you can now access TikTok on many smart TVs, including Samsung televisions. And so I wanted to invite Sang Kim, Senior Vice President at Samsung Electronics. Hi, Sam.
Hi, Mark.
Let's talk about the news this week. So TikTok is now available on many smart TVs, including Samsung. Why was it important to add TikTok to your library of content?
Yeah, so Samsung Smart TVs are becoming more than just a platform for watching TV and streaming. So TV is a main digital gateway in people's family room nowadays. What we're seeing is that at Samsung, our smart TVs are becoming sort of the home of apps and services that push beyond traditional TV watching. So, if we see for the past 2 years during the pandemic, families have spent a lot of time together in their homes. And by bringing TikTok to Samsung TV means that you can share what you find on TikTok that's interesting and meaningful to you now with the whole family members on the biggest screen in your home. I mean, it's a cool way to watch one of the most popular apps in the world.
So I haven't given it a shot yet. I'd love to know what the experience is like. You can benefit from a bigger screen, of course, and you can now watch with your family instead of it being a solo experience. But talk us through how it works. Like, you use your remote to access these videos?
Yeah, so navigating on an app on a mobile is very different on a device that is 10 feet away from you. So TikTok TV app has been specifically created and designed for a TV home viewing experience. So we made it easy to watch content from the For You and following feeds on the big screen using your TV remote control. So this includes most liked and viewed videos across a huge range of categories, from gaming and comedy to food and animals.
All right. So as you said, you can watch content from the For You and following feeds, which would be very familiar to a TikTok user. And that includes the most liked and viewed and all that. But could you also do a search? Like if someone said, hey, did you check out that TikTok video that does such and such? Is there a way that you can do a search?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I think it's very important. You can absolutely do the search in the app, but there's also a personalized Discover page, which lets you find more of your favorite content creators and categories on TikTok. So we want to make sure that there's always something to watch and catch your interest when you enter the app.
All right. So with that in mind, Sang, I know Samsung has a smart TV that can rotate from landscape view, which is what most TVs have, to portrait view. I think that TV is called the Sero, if I'm not mistaken. And is that ideal for the TikTok TV app as well?
Yeah, so the Samsung Sero TV offers a rotating TV display that can sync to your phone and display content from apps, social media, and even TikTok. So TikTok app is currently available in horizontal mode on Sero, but in first half of next year, it'll be available in the vertical format as well.
Oh, okay, cool. But for everyone else that has a regular smart TV and it is a TikTok video, so it's meant originally for a mobile phone, does that mean there's like black bars on each side? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so we'll make sure that there are a couple black bars on the side to bring out the entirety of the video. And so when the vertical mode comes up, the black bars will be gone.
Yeah, okay, got it. What else, Sang, would you say makes Samsung's TVs, their smart TVs, competitive? Is it the number of apps that you offer or just the experience overall? There's voice support, I think, as well.
Sure. I think we offer so much more than just conventional TV programming. We work with leading content providers to provide consumers with more than 2,000 apps on the platform. But I think the number of apps is just one of the value in the platform. We also think with the cord-cutting trends in streaming technology, they have allowed us to innovate on video service offering. So for example, there's a service we offer that's called Samsung TV Plus. It's a video streaming service with more than 200 channels of premium content that's baked right into the TV OS. And it's all free, no subscriptions, no credit cards required. So if you buy a Samsung Smart TV, you can start immediately watching something for you, whether you're looking for entertainment news or kids. So we're going to continue to innovate in that space. And there's a lot more coming. So stay tuned for a lot of exciting news coming in 2022 at CES.
Okay, cool. I will be there in Vegas in early January. And speaking of cost, that's great, by the way, that all that content is free. There is no cost to access the TikTok app, right?
That is correct.
You just sign in with your account just one time?
Yep, you sign in with your account, and then you can immediately watch.
All right. As we wrap up, Sang, we are chatting with Sang Kim, SVP at Samsung Electronics. I'll give you an opportunity to plug any TVs that are on sale. Anything that our listeners should know about?
Oh, yeah, there are many, but I'm most excited about our smart TV called the Frame TV. It works like a TV, and it also transforms into beautiful work of art when you're not watching the TV with art mode. So the Frame TV is the first single year million seller in its lifestyle TV lineup. Mm-hmm. So we have the largest digital artwork in people's home. And we're offering up to $1,000 off. So go get one and bring the largest digital museum into your house this weekend.
Hey, thanks, Sang. Thank you so much for your time. Good to chat with you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Mark. Happy holidays.
If you have any feedback for me on what you like or don't like with Tech It Out, or you have suggestions for upcoming guests or topics, you can find me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. It's Mark Saltzman, MarkSaltzman. You could also send me an email if you prefer at my website, marksaltzman.com. When we return, we're going to learn about a new travel app called Launchtrip that's getting a lot of buzz. You'll find out why when we return.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
You're listening to Tech It Out. I'm your host, Mark Saltzman. Thanks for tuning in. There's no shortage of travel-related apps out there to help you book a trip, but I always like when there's a new spin on what's available, or when an app caters to a specific kind of trip or traveler, as it's not a one-size-fits-all scenario. And so we're now going to learn about Launchtrip, which has debuted in a few U.S. cities. To start, joining us on the line to chat is Julian Ng, founder and CEO of Launchtrip. Welcome to the show, Julian. How are things in beautiful Vancouver?
Thanks, Mark. We actually have a sunny day today because it tends to rain a lot here, but it's nice.
It is a gorgeous city. And thanks for carving out some time to chat about Launchtrip. It's billed as the world's first quote-unquote together travel app. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we like traveling together. And it's never been an easy thing when you put group trips together. And what Launchtrip aimed to do was to make that whole experience a lot easier.
All right. So can you walk us through how it works, perhaps with a sample scenario? So let's say a bunch of friends decide that they want to go to Vegas for a weekend. How would this work?
Okay, so Mark, let's say you're the host of the trip. What you do is you go to the app, you put down the city or the location or the event, and let's say you put down Vegas, that's where we're going. From there, you simply pick the hotels you want to go to for the group, and then you can even pick restaurants. We recommend really amazing restaurants in Vegas to go to. Once you get all that put together, you're able to go to your contact list, pick the friends that are going on the trip, and you can send them all a private personal invite. Once everybody gets their invite, they're able to accept or decline, and let's say they accept, they can then put down their own credit card, pay for their own portion, because you'll be able to actually split the payment, and Launchtrip handles the payment processing. So you'll never, ever have to chase down money again for the trip. And I think this is what makes it really awesome.
All right. So that's something that I think is unique, if I'm not mistaken, that lets you split the costs up front. So when you lose your shirt in Vegas and someone says they can't pay, you don't have to chase them afterwards. All kidding aside, what cities is Launchtrip currently in right now?
We recently launched Miami, Orlando, Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Austin, Las Vegas, Phoenix, and Scottsdale. And we have another 12 coming out very shortly.
And then once you and your friends are all on Launchtrip and there's someone that takes the reins to set this all up, I'm assuming everything is then synchronized, right? So my friends, when they open up their Launchtrip app on their device, everything that I update will be synced with their phone, and then vice versa. They can make changes too.
You bet. And then I think that's only going to get better and better every single month. At the very beginning of the process, it's really under my trips. And from there, everyone in the group are able to see where they're going, the location, the times for their reservations. But in the future, you can do anything from managing that itinerary to even selecting together where your next activity is going to be.
Before we talk about some other features that you've hinted at, Julian, how does it work when you do want to split and manage the payments of group trips? It's as easy as everybody just putting in their credit card and that's it? You call it a day?
It all comes down to really the host. We gave power to the host, and we often call the host the hero, because at the end of the day, Mark, it's really that person that really deserves all the credit, right? So what we've done is we've really built logistics for the hero, such as being able to split the bill, whether you want to do it evenly or you want to just split the bill for yourself and one other person. This is really where the magic happens. And it's not an easy thing to do, but we've been able to sort that out and make that a really great feature. The only thing that you can't split is the hotel, but in the near future, you'll be able to split ground transportation and any additional activities that we put in there. And I think this is going to just happen over time. We just did launch, but look out for what comes on the app over the next 6 months.
Do you think you might be able to extend it to airline tickets as well?
It's a big question that we get a lot, airlines and event tickets, because we're the first app in the world to service events as well. It could come down the pipe, but I think the model that we have here at Launchtrip is we really kind of at the moment don't care how you get there, right? Whether it's plane, train, if you walk, it's really what happens when you get there. And we're really about what happens in the city that you travel to.
Are there any other features that you think, Julian, that help Launchtrip stand out from the rest other than splitting payments?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that Launchtrip does, besides, making it way easier for a group to put a trip together, is we also include group discounts. So we're the first travel app in the world to actually bring group scaling discounts online. At the moment, when you book a group and on any other travel booking app, they don't really give you that discount. We do, because we really believe that if we can facilitate a better trip for groups and improve the dynamics, it's going to build a better experience overall.
Can you give us an example of how that would look? Like you need a certain minimum of people to all book a hotel one night in order to get a discount on your rooms?
We start off with a group of 3 or more, but it really is, it's dependent on rooms. So if you book 3 or more rooms, that discount starts. And it can range anywhere from 5% to 10%, depending on size of rooms and the amount of rooms.
We are chatting with Julian Ng. He is founder and CEO of Launchtrip. This is a new travel app that helps you book travel together with friends or family or colleagues, all within the same app, and everything is synchronized. And we're hearing about all the benefits of Launchtrip compared to some other trip booking apps out there. Before we wrap up though, Julian, tell us a bit about the My Trip Planner feature.
Yeah, My Trips is really, I think it's about the future of where Launchtrip is headed. To build a really great experience for a user or for a group, it really has to do with that itinerary. And if we can make that itinerary a lot easier to use and it helps make the trip a lot easier, I think that's where we're going to head. And I think a lot of apps don't do that, where we're going to really take a stand and make sure that happens for our users. Our goal is to be able to provide, potential trips for you to go on. And once you actually say yes to one of those trips for you or your friends, we'll be able to set the whole itinerary for that trip. From the minute you pack your suitcase to the minute you go home, our goal is to make that itinerary really efficient for you. Almost like a personal concierge. I don't love using that word, Mark, but I think it's more about custom curated services for travelers.
But for those who want to give Launchtrip a spin today, and you've listed all the cities that it works in with 12 more coming, it's just available at the App Store and Google Play. And is there any cost associated with using it?
No, it's free. It's only available for iOS right now, but Android's coming out near the end of the year. So look out for that.
So how do you monetize Launchtrip?
We monetize it just like other travel booking apps. We just get commissions straight up from the hotels.
All right, Launchtrip. It's available at the App Store. Is there a website as well?
You bet. www.launchtrip.com.
Julian, great to chat with you. Thank you so much. And we'll have fun in Vegas, right?
You bet we will, Mark. Thanks.
All right, cheers. Called the most significant update to its processors in years. We're going to learn all about the Intel Core 12th Gen family when we return on Tech It Out.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Tech It Out, hosted by Mark Saltzman.
You are listening to Tech It Out. When you shop for a computer, you probably think about what brand you want to invest in, right? And maybe screen size, if it's a laptop, or how much storage you need, and so on. But one of the most important considerations is the processor, or CPU. This is the engine that drives the performance of your PC. And so who better to invite onto the show to chat with us about what's new than Lisa McManus, an account executive at Intel. Welcome back to the show, Lisa.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate being here.
Sure, great. It's been a couple of months since we've chatted. Before we talk about what's new, let's just bring everyone up to speed about what a processor is. I kind of hinted in my introduction, and why it's an important decision when shopping for a new computer.
Yeah, that makes sense. So the CPU, or central processing unit, is essentially the brain of the PC. It sort of takes all the information, instructions, etc., from all different sources in your computer and manages it for you. So we really consider it to be the brain. And why it's important, right? CPUs are built at different power levels. They manage different things. So it's really important to understand what you're using your PC for. So for example, if you're using really complex programs or do a lot of gaming, you sort of need a more powerful CPU to handle all that information effectively and efficiently. Mm-hmm. So for example, AAA game requires a lot more processing than just reading email, for example. So typically, gamers would look for a more powerful CPU like an i7 or an i9. But what's really important is that when you're buying a computer, you buy one with a CPU that's able to handle your needs today and in the future. I think we've spoke about before, Mark, how important it is to really future-proof your use, right? So today you may not be a super duper multitasker, but maybe tomorrow you might be starting something new.
Hashtag super duper multitasker. Love it. And you're right. You've probably heard my cheesy analogy, Lisa, about, buying a computer is like buying clothes for kids. Try to go a bit bigger than you think you need today so you can grow into it and don't have to replace them so fast. So same with the CPU. You may only be, doing word processing or social media, and you may think, I think an Intel Core i5 is ideal. But if you can squeeze a little bit more out of the budget, and often this time of year find a Core i7 for around the same price, then you are, as you said, future-proofing your investment. You can grow into what you may need more for down the road. So I like that. And just so our listeners know, Core i3, Core i5, Core i7 is kind of like a good, better, best scenario. And then Core i9 is like really for those hardcore gamers, animators, video editors, content creators, those who really need to to push performance to the limit, right?
That's correct. Yep.
All right. So let's now talk about what's new. This is really what I wanted to invite you on to the show for, Lisa. It's the 12th gen Intel Core family of processors recently announced. So in plain English, what is the significance of the 12th gen family?
Plain English is a little tricky when it's high tech, but let's give it a go. What Intel's introducing is really a new hybrid architecture, right? So we are designing products for exceptional experiences, and this is literally the most significant change we've made in a decade. We've re-envisioned sort of the CPU to provide performance based on how real people use their PCs. And what we've done is we've sort of created what we call the performance core, so the highest performing CPU core Intel has ever built. And that really is utilized for maximizing single-threaded performance. What we also have created is what we're calling the efficient core. And that is a core that's designed for scalable, so per watt sustained multi-threaded, multitasking performance. And we've put these two cores on the new 12th gen CPU. The really exciting part, these two things they focus on different activities, but we've also introduced the Intel Thread Director on the 12th gen. And what that does is that helps manage the operating system to make more intelligent and informed decisions about where to place the information on the performance core or the efficiency core. And it's done automatically, dynamically, so nothing that the user has to do. They just get the benefit of the computer basically sharing out tasks to make it the most efficient, but what comes out of it is excellent performance and experience for the customer.
Okay, got it. So it's all behind the scenes, nothing that we need to worry about. We just use our computer just like we normally do, whether it's one task at a time, several tasks, and the processor will better understand what to do and how to allocate all of the math work going on behind the scenes, if you will. So it's faster speeds. I get that. But who would you think this would be most important to? We've talked earlier about gamers, and would it also be like content creators, like those who like YouTubers and TikTokers who want to edit their videos and things like that?
Yeah, that's actually a perfect. So gamers, obviously, number one, there's also an extreme tuning utility that we have that allows them to overclock all these new elements we'll talk about later. But content creators this is a huge win for content creators. We've seen a massive performance speed bump due to these P and E cores, right, with DDR5 resulting in like 36% faster photo editing, 32% video editing, 37% faster 3D modeling, and up to 100% faster multi-frame rendering. So it's really a game changer for folks that are doing content creation, sort of like yourself, right? If you can imagine the speed bumps that you'll get in trying to complete your work is amazing. But really, Mark, anyone that uses a lot of programs at the same time will benefit. If we look at what programs you have maybe running on your laptop now, I have Outlook, I have Teams, I have Word, PowerPoint, we're on a Zoom call, I have a page open on one of our retail partners, and that's not unusual. Like, it sounds like a lot, but probably most people, when they're working, have that many things running in the background and are using concurrently. So 12th Gen really supports those types of users. So it can be anyone that does a lot of multitasking.
We are chatting with Lisa McManus, an account executive at Intel. We're learning all about the new 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Will we find these new processors with all the big computer brands out there?
Yes, all our major computer brand partners will have the 12th Gen processors. We're very excited for that. There will be some in holiday, but majority will be in the first quarter of 2022.
Okay. And then Lisa, what's the best website to learn more?
If your listeners go on to intel.com, 12th generation is front and center, and they can find all the details they like about 12th Gen.
Lisa McManus, thank you so much for your time. Great to chat with you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, Mark.
We'll chat gadget gift ideas with TV host Cheryl Nelson when we return on Tech It Out.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
Before we chat about gadget gift ideas, don't forget to go to the slickdeals.net website, type in what you're looking for, and chances are you're going to find some great deals out there, both at retail and online. Better yet, install the Slick Deals browser extension, which will keep an eye on all your shopping, apply coupons, and also earn you cash back on your purchases. So slickdeals.net to learn more. Well, we're now into December, so holiday shopping is chugging along full steam. But are you lost on gift ideas? Fortunately, lifestyle expert Cheryl Nelson is here to give us the scoop on what's hot when it comes to tech toys this holiday. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks for your time.
Hey, Mark. Thanks for having me. I've partnered up with some really great brands to help everybody out today.
Awesome. So why don't we jump right in? Let's start with laptops. What do you like out there? I know there's a lot of choice.
Oh, there's so many. And laptops are hot gifts this year. So you really want to pick one that offers top of the line performance, a long lasting battery, and a dazzling display. So there's an HP Envy X360 that features the AMD Ryzen 5000 series processor, which is fantastic. These processors are the world's most advanced and can handle demanding apps to allow you to work, play, and entertain. You can view it all on a large 15-inch HD display with precise color calibration and beautiful graphics. This one really is a great choice. And Mark, if you have a gamer in your life this holiday, I'm loving the Asus ROG Zephyrus G14 gaming laptop. It's powered by AMD's Ryzen 9 processor. And again, as you know, these AMD processors are the world's best and will really help elite gaming performance with amazing battery life. Something extra cool, the laptop lid lights up with a programmable mini LED display. I love that. You can find both of these laptops in Best Buy stores and at bestbuy.com. The HP starts at $989.99 and the Asus starts at $1,549.99. Again, both at Best Buy.
I'm a huge fan of Asus, and I love that you are recommending the Zephyrus. And I love that LED display on the back lid of the laptop that you can have your name spelled out or a little design. I remember seeing it for the first time at the Consumer Electronics Show, and I thought that was so awesome. And that's one of my favorite brands by far when it comes to laptops. Why don't we switch to wearables? What about smartwatches as a gift this season?
Yeah, Mark, it seems like everybody has a smartwatch these days, and wearable technology continues to top holiday wish lists this season. And T-Mobile has the deals to get a watch for every wrist on your list. New and existing customers can get a free Samsung Galaxy Watch 4, Sync Up Kids Watch, or Timex Family Connect Watch when adding a qualifying line. With safety features, games, a camera, and more, this lineup of watches from T-Mobile means shopping for the whole family is taken care of. And I love taking advantage of deals like this. You never want to miss a good deal, right?
There you go. And shameless plug alert, but my new book, Apple Watch for Dummies, just came out as well. So the 5th edition, we are chatting with lifestyle expert Cheryl Nelson about some of her tech picks for the holidays. We've covered laptops and smartwatches. What about for those gamers out there and for kids as well? I know the Asus laptop you recommended is great for gaming, but I think you have some other ideas too, like accessories.
Yes, I know there are a lot of Nintendo Switch fans out there, and you mentioned stocking stuffers, so I have the perfect one. The officially licensed SanDisk micro SD cards for Nintendo Switch. They will give gamers in your life dependable, high performance, and speedy storage to quickly download and play the latest games. They come in to 512 gigabytes of capacity. That way you can conquer new levels and keep your favorite digital games in one place to play to your heart's content. Prices start around $15.99 for the 64 gig version and go up to $109.99 for the 512 gigabyte version. Learn more at shop.westerndigital.com.
Awesome. I am, like Asus, a huge fan of SanDisk as well. So I'm glad you're recommending them. What about for the little ones out there?
Yeah, so for trending toys this season, kids 8 and up are going to love the Beyblade Speedstorm Motor Strike Battle Set by Hasbro. It has everything needed for battle, including the first ever motorized base stadium, 2 right-left spin launchers, and 2 spinning tops. Plus, the spinning motor vortex disc in the center spins both clockwise and counterclockwise, and that gives kids the ability to pull tops in and spit them out with an added burst of energy for the ultimate battle. Trust me, they are going to love it. It starts at $62.99, but look for their holiday deals, and you can find more at Beyblade.hasbro.com.
All right. Awesome, Cheryl. InTheNews.tv. Cheryl Nelson has been our guest. Great to chat with you. Thank you so much, and have a happy and healthy holiday season.
Oh, you too, Mark. Thanks.
Want to thank our title sponsor one last time, Asus. the company that creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. Head over to asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. Speaking of computers, don't forget to properly back up your files on a regular basis. I always trust WD and SanDisk drives. You can learn more at westerndigital.com. Thank you for tuning in to Tech It Out, everyone. Have a great week ahead, and I look forward to catching up with you next weekend for another episode of Tech It Out. Bye-bye for now.